Dimitri, how does it feel to be so famous, so young?
Well, I'm feeling very nice, but I didn't say I'm famous and I stop here because I'm always working and trying to give my best to the public, and either if it's a live public or either if there is a public through my recordings. I mean, I'm trying to give my best in each performance.
Well, you play beautifully. Is it something you've learned, or do you think it's a special gift?
Well, I think they're both things. First of all, 80% I think is a special gift, but then somebody has to work and to understand why he's doing something, and that's what I wanted to do in my life. Music is my life. I decided to become a musician, but accept the gift. The gift is important because it's the first thing, but then I had to work and to understand the meaning.
Well, you've been called a genius. Does that create any sort of social problems for you? Do you have trouble making friends?
First of all, I don't want to accept this characterization of a genius. I would like to be taken only as an artist who works seriously and tries to give its best. And I never found difficulties for my friendships and all that.
Do you have time for girlfriends?
Yes, of course I do. This is also very important, I think.
Dimitri's talent isn't only confined to girls and music. His mother, Marianthi, knows she has a most gifted son.
Dimitris, he born with special facilities and different talents in different things, not only. In the past, he used also to paint very successfully. He was very good in swimming, excellent in bicycle. As you know, about his memory and about his facilities in mathematics and the languages. Beside of all those, the top, of course, is the music.
My family wasn't musical.
Well, where do you think this gift came from?
Well, that I don't know. My mother used to play the piano as a girl, but just as a hobby, and my father is a medicine doctor. He's an internist. So I think that both parents have nothing to do with music. I'm the first musician in the family. I cannot explain it.
Well, of course, you're very young, just 17. How have you managed to combine your piano playing with your schoolwork?
I was trying to combine my school things, my school lessons and studies with my concerts, but now it's just since a month that I have finished from school. I mean, I'm ready from school, although I already gave exams to pass at the university, which I've already succeeded, to study mathematics, but this is just as a hobby.
But music is most definitely this young man's career.
"17-year-old Dimitris Sgouros. At 11, he was the youngest professor of piano to graduate from Athens Conservatory. At 13, he could skip through Rachmaninoff's Third and had an instant understanding of music logic and structures. It's claimed practice makes perfect, but the young Greek certainly doesn't make a habit of it, and yet still has no trouble in nightly turning on a pianistic technique most people can only dream of.
I find it easy sometimes, but I don't think it is easy. It's something that I find personally, it's a personal opinion, but I don't think that it's easy, of course, everything what I'm doing.
How, in fact, do you see your future? I mean, you've accomplished so much at such a young age. I mean, it must be difficult to motivate yourself.
It isn't that difficult, although sometimes the public says that I've done everything, I've achieved and accomplished everything. I don't agree in that, because I think that only God is perfect and each person could get better and better. So that's what I'm trying to do day by day, getting better and better all the time.
But for the world heavyweight champ of classical piano, there's one problem. They don't seem to write them like that anymore. Concertos. Dimitris has already committed 45 to memory, but wishes there were more.
Yes, I wish they could, because unfortunately we don't have so many composers today, living great composers as we did in the 19th or 18th century, and I wish it could happen, and probably it will happen.
I mean, do you ever find that people come to you and say, look, I've got this concerto, would you mind playing it?
Well, many times, and they've dedicated a lot of concerto sonatas, and many people have dedicated things to me.
One thing I've often wondered, you know, every child that goes along and learns to play the piano, he's always told, look, practice makes perfect. But I understand you don't have to practice that much.
No, I don't so much, because I practice more with my brain and mind and less with my fingers.
But as a child, when you went along to learn the piano, did you spend, 8-10 hours a day practicing?
No, I never did that. It just happened, actually, that I had the technique.
None more than tonight's guest, 19-year-old Greek maestro Dimitris Sgouros.
A good Greek boy from Athens who loves fast cars, food and girls, not necessarily in that order. He also happens to be one of the finest concert pianists of the century, or any other century for that matter. A miracle, a creation from God, he's been called, with a touch as delicate as a butterfly landing on a petal. I think they used to say that about Jeff Harvey. Would you please welcome our very special guest, Dimitris Sgouros.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have you.
Nice to be here.
Thank you for You're going to play for us a little later, which is a delight for us, but I mean, are you bored with reading reviews and reading stories about yourself as you go around the world from about the age of 12? People talk about prodigy and genius, where you keep saying it's just that you've got a good memory.
No, I don't really read everything concerning myself. I sometimes take the newspaper just to read some other, I would say, more important things.
Like what?
Than that, everything else.
The sport?
Culture, sports, some political things, but not necessarily about myself.
Does it get back to memory, though, Dimitri? Is it just a matter of, I mean, whether you're doing maths or learning a foreign language of which you speak 6?
It has to do also with memory, but I don't think that you